Hello everyone, True Zero Emissions here. So I'm here on the Zero electric motorcycle and I'm going to show you how I charge the Zero from a level 2 charging station. Level 2 charging it's not the fastest, but it's also not the slowest. It's kind of in the middle. And in the larger spectrum of speed, it's actually on the lower side, but it's still a lot of power. I think we can get around 6,000 watts out of one of those, up to that, around approximately. I think I read level 2 can go up to 40,000 watts, but they tend to be set at around 6,000. Please confirm that for yourself. So what I do is, here's the plug for the electric vehicle charging station there, right? This is the plug here. That's called a J1772. I bought an adapter, I'm calling it an adapter, maybe there's another word for it, from Alien Ride's website. Alien Rides, okay? A lot of people sell these adapters. Now it's not just an adapter that goes from J1772 to a 5-15, which is a regular plug, right? It also has something in there that tells the charger to go ahead and let it send power to here. So some people have asked that are just getting into using these adapters for the first time. They're like, oh, can I get any adapter? Am I just adapting it, or is there something in there that tells the charger to go ahead and turn on? And I think the answer to that is definitely there's something in there that tells the charger to turn on, okay? Just keep in mind that this is 220 volts, and if you're gonna use a regular charger in that plug, because it's a regular plug on that side, right? If you're gonna do that, make sure that your charger can handle 240 volts. And make sure it's set to that. Now on this motorcycle, the charger can automatically switch, it's auto switching between 110, 120, or 210, 220, 240, all those. It switches automatically between the two areas of voltage. So I just plug it in and it starts charging. And I didn't even turn the motorcycle off. It just went right into charging, see? As you can see here, it's charging right now. So this motorcycle is showing 27,000 miles, but it actually, this instrument cluster is actually from a different motorcycle that I use for parts. This motorcycle actually only has, meaning the battery, the motor, all the electronics, everything only has 10,000 miles on it. And my instrument cluster was broken on this motorcycle when I bought it, because this motorcycle had been crashed. It's not a salvage title, it's a clean title, so I'm happy about that. What else can I tell you? Yeah, so this video, I wanted to focus just on the charging. It's really simple to charge. This is considered the slow charger for this motorcycle. It's 1,300 watts, 1,400 watts approximately. It literally looks like a computer power supply plug on this side. But you can see here the wire is much thicker, right? But in an emergency, we might be able to use a computer supply plug. I've done it before, but the wire gets really, really hot, so it's not safe. So anyway, that's how I'm doing it. It's charging at approximately 1,400 watts. And when I'm done, I just unplug it and it's ready to go. I did switch the light to an LED light, which I'm very happy with. And I also added these camera systems here, which are video monitors for behind me. This one is a Wolfbox G900. This is a Deep Moto D16X. Has tire pressure accessory on it, which actually tells me the tire pressure, which is really nice. And it actually has many more functions and options, but I primarily use it just to see next to the motorcycle. I have the camera placed here, the rear facing camera, and the front facing camera here. Those are both always recording when the key is on. And the front facing camera on the G900 is this one here, and the rear facing camera is this one here. And that's a waterproof camera right there. So yeah, I'm really happy with this motorcycle. I'm really happy with the availability of charging. This is a free charger. I think that's an incentive to help people get into electric. Electric really is the future today. A lot of people are like, why do we have to wait until 2050 to be net zero with our emissions, right? We don't have to wait that long. We can do it today. And that's really when change comes, is when we each just do everything we can and educate ourselves about the choices we have right now. Not the choices that we're being told we have, but actually finding what choices are most suitable for where we are in our lives, right? Where are we? What are we ready for, right? Like I was open to this electric motorcycle because I've ridden motorcycles before. I grew up riding motorcycles. I never had a street bike for any long period of time. I had one for a short period of time as a teenager, and this is now a part of my life. I want to get I'm thinking about possibly getting a gas-powered motorcycle just because I want to be able to go further. But what I may do instead of that, or simultaneously, is can I add a turbine to this so I can charge the battery while I'm riding it, or if I park it and run the turbine and let it charge itself up while I eat lunch or something, right? Because we know that there's not charging stations everywhere. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of great incentives for people to put chargers in. You can get a lot of people in their cities. I think most people, or many people, can get free chargers or fully reimbursed for putting a charger in their home. Check into that with your local city. I know that where I live, if I buy a level 2 charging station, I can get reimbursed for like 90% of that, or maybe the whole cost up to a certain amount. And imagine that, essentially a free charger, right? In a way, right? So one question might be, are you ready for that? I mean, I don't even think you need an electric vehicle. If you're just thinking like one day you might have one, or you just want to have a level 2 charging station at your home, this is the level 2 charging station. Check with your utility company on that, because I know that that's been going on for many years, and I think that may still be going in some cities, or maybe all cities. I know Plug-in America is very active with promoting a transition to a lower polluting transportation. Those are my own words. I also know that Plug-in America accepts volunteers, so if you're interested in volunteering, I would highly recommend getting active with them. I volunteered with Plug-in America many years ago, and I'm just an advocate of new technologies that help contribute to the betterment of humanity, and also reducing pollution and reducing our impact on the environment, right? Our negative impact on the environment. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. This video was supposed to be initially about charging, but I just love to talk about all the wonderful things happening in my life, such as this motorcycle, and how much I'm enjoying being able to charge it here. I also have a Roger charger. You can look up Roger charger, and Roger is the gentleman that has chargers. I think they're power supplies, and he has them modified to be chargers. They're very powerful. The latest version is, I think, 4,000 watts. That's 4 kilowatts, if I recall correctly. Confirm that for yourself. I know it's more than 3 kilowatts. It might be 3,500 watts, and it may also be up to 4,000 watts. And I will be testing that. I have the V4, the V4 charger, the Roger charger. To connect with the Roger charger and connect with Roger himself, you can just look up, I'll make some videos too that have that link, but right now I don't put the link in because there's already videos on YouTube where you just type in Roger charger, or just Roger, R-O-G-E-R and C-H-A-R-G-E-R. I think I said that correctly. So Roger charger, and then you'll look in the description of the video and you'll see how to connect on the Telegram group. You download the app. It's a Telegram app, and you can join the group with that link that's in videos, in the description of videos that share about Roger's charger. Last I looked, there was 1,300 approximately members. It's anything you want to know about that charger, and there's also a lot of information on there, not just on micromobility, but primarily on EUC, electric unicycles. A large number, Roger himself rides electric unicycles. They're really nice. I may get one someday. I'm looking for an entry-level one for myself, because I think it's a fun community. I think people are very positive there, very knowledgeable, and I think it'd be fun to be involved with that group of people. But meanwhile, I have my motorcycle, I have my electric scooters, I have the different things that I have, electric bikes. What else can I say to you? Yeah, the Roger charger, what I'm excited about with the Roger charger is that charger, let's say that one charger, if I connect it to that plug back there, see that there's a plug here, see that cap right there? I'm gonna take the cap off and you can see the plug. Okay, I just took off the cap. You see that? That plug has, I can put up, if I understand correctly, I can put up to 4,000 watts in there, and I can put up to 4,000 watts in there, 4 kilowatts, which is exactly what the Roger charger can do, right? that plug can handle 4 kilowatts, and I think it'll simultaneously add the additional 1300 watts coming in from here. I think I could run both those at the same time, but even if I couldn't, 4,000 watts is still much faster than 1300 or 1400 watts coming through here. Now, what I would do is, instead of plugging this onboard charger in, I would use the Roger charger plugged into this, because this has, I don't know how much power this has on it. Maybe let's look at if we can get some numbers here. Let's see what the output is. Tell me, I don't know if you, I was gonna say tell me if you see this. We're not live right now. Let's see if it gives us any information on output. I see an output, 32 amps continuous, 120 volts, output 208 to 240 volts AC, 120 volts to ground, 32 amps continuous. Okay, so we'd have to multiply 32 amps times, this motorcycle's a 115 volt battery. So if you multiply 32 amps times 115, that would be how much watts we're getting that we can put in, at least that can put out, actually. Well, wait, what am I saying that right? No, I'm saying that wrong. Let me think about this. That's approximately how many watts that has available to put into my motorcycle, this particular motorcycle, 2016 Zero SR. So I'd have to calculate those numbers. Let me think, 32 times, well, if I just say 32 times 100, let's see, 32 times 100, 30, I think that's 3,200 watts approximately. So it's probably close to around 3,500 watts. I think approximately, as an approximation. So that would be perfect. I could actually use the maximum power. It might be much higher than that. I have a feeling it's much higher than that, than my numbers. But in other words, I should be able to use the Roger charger at its almost near its capacity, near its limit, near its capacity to charge. And this thing would charge so fast with that. And there's so many ways to charge these. There actually is an adapter here that goes right in this spot here. Instead of this little area, the storage area, there's a level 2 charging adapter that goes here that hooks into the system. I think it connects under the seat here, okay, which I actually connected 2 wires right here. I don't know if you can see that plug. That plug, it's covered with tape. See that red and the black wire in the background? Those 2 are going to that same connection, because I want to be able to connect maybe possibly 2 Roger chargers to this at the same time. I want to see if I could do that. Of course, I would be careful, and do anything I do, I'll be careful with what I'm doing. I'll research it first. But I know this motorcycle can take a lot of power at the simultaneously. It can be charged. I've read and seen videos on people are charging this so fast. So that's really good. It would be nice, I think, if these could be charged with the CHAdeMO. There's other names for fast charging, supercharging, but there's some really high-powered charging. I mean, imagine charging this motorcycle. I imagine this motorcycle could probably be charged. My sense is that this could probably be charged completely if I maxed out all the technology. You know, I feel like those cells, and this has to be confirmed. You can look into this to yourself. Find out what the max power these cells can take, but it just seems to be super high. I mean, these batteries in this Zero motorcycle, I read that after 280,000 miles, I will still have 80% of the battery capacity left. And in my research and study, I've learned that all batteries, I'll just say 99.99%, okay, because it's supposed to be 100% of batteries, but there's always exceptions, right? It's the reason we can't say we have a cure for something, because it doesn't always cure everyone, right? We can't call it a cure if it can't cure everybody. That's my understanding, right? So we can't call it that. We have to just call it, like, I don't know if we call it a home remedy or what we call it. But in this case, all batteries, and I'm going to say 99.99%, that may not be the best way to say it, but I'm going to say it that way for now as a work in progress or a thought experiment, can have an infinite lifespan. Now we're taught, if I say it that way, we're not really taught. Are we taught? Are we taught things? When people write things, is that teaching us? Maybe I'll say there's an how do I say this? There's a implication. It's implied that batteries, implied or directly stated, if not directly stated, that batteries have a limited lifespan, right? My understanding is through a correct, I'm going to call it correct, right? I'm just going to use that word, correct charging procedure, which would be to maximize the lifespan. What am I talking about? Am I talking about slow charging? No, I'm not talking about slow charging. Study G batteries. I haven't talked about them in a while, but study G batteries. G batteries has, now not everybody agrees with this. I've talked with some genius people, genius with energy, right? And they're like, no, you can't do that. That's impossible. This always happens. I find that in every field, there's never an agreement across the board. What I mean is everyone doesn't agree about things, okay? But I'm just sharing my thoughts, my perspective. My understanding is that all batteries, and again, I'll say all is I think the word is qualify that by saying that what I mean is almost all, right? Because there might be some exceptions. But all batteries should be able to have, or most batteries, or almost all batteries, should be able to have an infinite lifespan. I think of G batteries as using pulses, right? Pulses. But can those same pulses damage the battery management system? I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. I don't want to damage my battery management system. I don't want to damage the materials in the battery if they're not strong enough to handle those pulses. Are pulses what extend the life of the battery? Does it break up the crystals in there, right? Do pulses break up those crystals? I'm just kind of sharing my thought, like my thought experiment with you, my imagination with you. So anyway, yeah, we're still charging right now, as you can see. It's charging very well. And this is a free charger. It's free to charge, which is wonderful. And again, that's promoting the technology. And how do people get paid for those chargers if they're giving away energy? Are they giving away energy? No, I'm told that advertising helps pay for that, right? Advertising helps pay for the energy being given away. And there's all kinds of, there's all these movements for us transitioning. There's all these simultaneous movements where we're all working together to move away from waste, right? Because does it make any sense to keep driving very big automobiles that are only using about 10% of the energy, less than half the energy in the fuel, whatever that fuel may be, to move the automobile? Like, how would we do that in the year 2024? How would we accept that it's okay to use less than half the energy in our fuel, whatever our fuel may be, whether battery fuel or electric liquid fuel, to move ourselves through space and time, right? That's what we do. When we move, we're moving through space and time, right? We exist in space and time. This is how I'm thinking about it as a thought experiment. Okay, everyone, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. I keep saying that, but I think I really am now. And I have no idea, again, what I'll call this video. Maybe it'll just be what can the video be about? I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Okay, we'll see you in the next video, and until next time, bye everyone. And check out your electric motorcycles or electric vehicles. See what you like. Be aware of what's available, what's out there, and think about what you would want, and share that with automakers. Share that, and consider for yourself. Do you want to start your own auto company? It happens all the time, right? People are always starting auto companies. There's all kinds of opportunities to get into micromobility. There's a huge opening for some kind of enclosed micromobility. That is, imagine the Aptera Motors car, right? Aptera Motors. Not just is there a huge market for that vehicle, right? That exact three-wheeled vehicle. I mean, so many people want that. I've met motorcycle racers that race professionally that want that car. That's their dream car. It amazes me. I'm like, wow, you like that car? I wouldn't have thought that someone that races street bikes would like that car. And they're like, yeah, that's my dream car. Imagine starting your own company that builds a car like that. That's some variation of that, right? There's a huge opening for that. What else? And then imagine that same vehicle, the Aptera Motors vehicle, but smaller, micro-sized, I'll call it, so that it can be ridden in the bike lane, right? So something very, very small. Think about mobility scooters when people are using, they need some way to help get them around, right? Those small mobility scooters that are 4 wheels or 3 wheels. Imagine something like that, enclosed, teardrop shaped, solar panels all around it, cameras in the back so you can see behind you really well. It may have some form of heat exchanger so you can have some kind of heating and cooling inside that could be run off of, help supplemented possibly by solar panels. Doesn't have to have the largest battery, and maybe it can go 10 miles, 20 miles just for city use. And top speed of maybe what scooters can do. Like scooters can often go around 15 or 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. So at least that, and it's enclosed to protect from the weather, right? Just some ideas out there, just throwing some ideas out there. Huge opening for that. That's gonna, in the future, we're gonna have this, and we create the future each and every day. So what future will you create today? I'm looking forward to seeing it. Okay, share your thoughts in your videos. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.